Hi, I'm looking at integrated space weather analysis, and this object next to the sun, I'm going to call a stellar core. It's been here so long, so I believe it is here, this object. Now, if you look at this composite, you can see the lighter spots are more energetic. There's more energy in the lighter spots. So when you get to the darker spots, there's less energy until you get to the no color black. So down here you can see this object, this stellar core, has been taking energy off the sun, and here's the track that it's been doing. Just hanging out down there, getting energy. Then I just looked over here a little bit. There's loops. That's what loops are. Go back and forth. They don't go out and stop anywhere. This just looked interesting. Something was changing the composition over here. Almost looks like something. Here's 211 angstroms. It shows the coronal weaknesses. This is the corona. This is a good angstrom to see that. You can see the North Pole dark. Lots of the middle of the sun's dark, bottom's dark. And you can see a little evidence of being weaker on this line. Doesn't stand out as much as I was hoping it would. And you got these jets going up into space. They're not looping back. So who knows how many objects are there. This automatic software system, real-time monitoring and identification of key solar phenomena, such as sunspots, groups, corona holes, and blah blah. So I think this one just shows energy that's pointed at Earth, because the north and south poles are coronal holes, but this one just seems to show possible problems with Earth's magnetopause or radio waves or whatever, because that's facing Earth. But basically, the Earth's on this equator, or the solar plane. And then I found it interesting. This one had coronal hole 1, and then it had coronal hole 2 inside it. So does that mean it's a really, really, really coronal hole? I don't know. Solar winds, nothing over 1,000 for this period. Hanging 7, 8, 6, 700. But all that energy affects the Earth and plate movement, earthquakes. So when this gets up into the thousands and 1500s, you can expect more earthquakes. Here is Hawaii. It's bubbling away. So I've always tried to have a big view, so I was into the solar system view here recently. Now I guess I'm going to go back to the Earth view of overall problems. Anyway, so I guess Guam had some excitement, which I didn't notice anything about. But here's the Mariana Islands. So every one of those had to be a volcano at one point because it bubbled up. Now, a lot of areas in the Pacific I just see bubbling up out of, there's no island there, just energy coming up out of the ocean. Well, there's an island there. There's no island there. Here's the Galapagos. This is just continued for months. It seems to be getting a little bit more active. More fumes. Just look at temperatures for a second. North Pole. Frozen. Let's see. 112, 109, 114. Euphrates Valley, 114. South Pole, frozen. Okay, Google Earth. So the reason Fukushima happened, besides humans are dumb as posts, is there was a 9.0 earthquake pretty close to it, and the tidal wave came in and wrecked all the systems. And basically, TEPCO lies like shit all the time, so all four of these are melted reactors, and all the fuel pools above them is gone. So it's like a soup. It's like, let's say a thermonuclear weapon has, I don't know, 10 pounds of plutonium, uranium in it. These things have hundreds of thousands of pounds of this material, and it's all decaying and going into the ocean. So it could be an extinction level event. Now, Dutch Sense, this is where you want to go for any kind of earthquake information. This guy's on top of it, so I'll just listen to him for a second. This is today. So earthquakes are not going to quit near Japan, okay? It's not going to happen. They're going to continue. They're going to increase. Now here's a map of Japan. Look at how many power plants they have. Here's Tokyo Electric, Daiichi. Dain is next to it. They have 4. Daiichi, all 6 of them, I think, are in trouble. 4 of them blew up, and the other 2 they say are okay, but TEPCO lies all the time. So look at this. The nuclear power plants need cooling water. There's no big rivers really in Japan, so everything's next to the ocean. So all these could be wiped out. And this one had a problem, and it's destroying the world. So humans are just incredibly stupid. As long as they can make money this week, fuck the future. Anyway, so here's a map. Seems to be reasonable because the governments don't report anything. You've got to buy your own meter if you want to know anything. Because they all lie, because they're all for business to make money this week. Okay, more happy news to follow.